Hi, I'm Dawn Bilbrey. I am an 8th grade ELA and U.S. history teacher at Texaco Middle School in Texaco, New Mexico. I am my district's SAT and RTI coordinator. I am a member of the New Mexico Teacher Leader Network. I serve as an ambassador. And I am also working this year to complete my internship hours to add an administrative licensure to my teaching license. And this is my interview for the Secretary Teacher Advisory Committee. So first, let me start by saying I apologize for the informal environment. I am still in full-on summer mode, and I just could not force myself to go down to my classroom and set all this up, so I hope that this will work. And secondly, I wrote my answers out because I just have so many things going on in my head right now with regard to education in New Mexico that I wanted to stay focused. So I'm going to read parts and then I'll discuss parts with you too as well. So you gave me 3 questions that I needed to answer. Question number 1 asked me to discuss an area in New Mexico education that I feel needs to be celebrated. And there's so many, but this is the one that I picked. So an area in New Mexico education that I feel needs more celebration is the current teacher leader movement we are seeing grow and develop in our state. So many things are happening. And I think that maybe a more prevalent and active social media presence would be a really effective way for us to get the word out and reach teachers across the state about all the great things that are happening. I also feel that if we had a really active social media presence, it would offer current teacher leaders a great opportunity to be highlighted for what they do best, teach. So I think it would be empowering and educational both to offer these teacher leaders an opportunity to showcase their strengths as teachers while also modeling for others the skills that make them excellent teachers worthy of these leadership roles. I think if people really saw what was happening in classrooms and why these teachers are being identified as highly effective and exemplary, then I think the movement would really gain ground. So empowerment, true empowerment, I feel is rooted in a deep trust of someone to act responsibly. So I think in order for us to create the change that we want to see happen in New Mexico education, we have to focus on building new models of excellence for upcoming and established teachers to see and grow from. And so if we had, Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and maybe even possibly Snapchat, if we had opportunities where people got to see snippets or mini tutorials of things that are happening in the classrooms, I think that would be awesome. I think it'd be a great thing for New Mexico teachers. So that was question 1. Question 2, you asked me to discuss an area in New Mexico education that I feel needs to be worked on. Needs more attention, really, I think is what it is. Because I think we're doing a lot of great things. I think maybe we just need to fine-tune our attention in this area a little bit more. And this was difficult for me because there's so many great things happening that I had a hard time saying, what is it that we're missing? But I do think there's maybe an area for growth that we could highlight. So I said, this is an exciting time in education for our state. We have so many awesome things happening at so many different levels. We have the STA, the New Mexico Teacher Leader Network, the Dream Teams, Teach Plus, and all kinds of other great things are happening teacher empowerment wise that are creating a huge shift for how New Mexico defines teachers and teacher leaders. We have a new Secretary of Education who is young and excited and forward thinking, and that's great. New Mexico Teach is gaining ground as a solid system for teacher evaluation, and New Mexico student achievement and graduation rates are on the rise. It's all very inspiring. An area that I believe as teacher leaders we need to focus some serious attention on is in the realm of new teacher recruitment and retainment and training. I think we need to create a solid and relevant system that connects teacher education at the college level and their preparement to the New Mexico Public Education Department and these teacher leaders directly. I believe we can do this without it being just an issue of, oh, it's going to cost money, or we need to throw money at the problem to solve it. I think we can get creative. If new teachers were mentored and trained and developed by master level exemplary or highly effective teachers in our state, then they would be more prepared to enter New Mexico classrooms with a tremendous wealth of knowledge to build their professional foundation upon. And that would help connect these exceptional teachers to the colleges to create these mentorships. And if we did this during teacher preparation, during that process, I think it's a great way to help prepare our new and upcoming teachers, our level 1 teachers, with the enormous responsibility that is teaching. So I think if we can make that bond happen early in their career, then we set a foundation that will enable them to move forward. You know, as a teacher, we juggle so many balls, and new teachers come into the classroom and they're overwhelmed. They have so many great ideas and they're eager and they're excited, and if they don't get the training that they need, I think we see them burn out and we leave our profession and we lose good ones. So I think if we could get these master level, these exemplary and highly effective teachers and these teacher leaders to train them and mentor them and develop them and show them it's about the journey. It's not a race. It's about the journey. Then I think we're going to build a system of education that's going to be really, really powerful and liberating, and it's going to serve our students in New Mexico the best. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. What's best for kids, right? I also believe that this creates such a strong culture of collaboration in education in our state, in a profession that sometimes, especially in the beginning, tends to be a little exclusionary. You know, it's kind of the shut the door and teach and don't worry about anybody else. We've got to move away from that and move to this culture where we all work together to create a powerful and dynamic and rich system of education for the kids in New Mexico. Okay, and finally, question 3. You asked me to discuss what my strengths are that I would bring to the STA. So I'm going to read this one directly because this was hard for me. It says, so let's see. It's always difficult for me to talk about my strengths because I never truly feel like I am the best version of myself. I think, however, that this is probably my greatest strength. My desire to always be better, to know more, to do more, to learn more. I am a true lover of learning, and I think that this makes me this is what makes me a successful teacher and woman today. I love to be challenged, and I love to learn, and because my brain tends to be more right-brained than left, I'm a little bit more creative in the way that I think. I tend to find solutions or avenues to expression that are a little bit more creative and out of the box in design. I feel that this creativity can be a different and fresh perspective to the policy and political mindset that the secretary has to adhere to in his job. I realize that the weight I realize the weight of responsibility for Secretary Rosowski is heavily demanding. And I believe that my 17 years of experience in teaching in New Mexico public schools, in multiple school districts across the state, with varying degrees of economic and socioeconomic and cultural backgrounds, offer a different perspective possibly for him to draw upon and use when making decisions. So I appreciate you taking the time to watch my video, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you.